Hold on. I kind of want to see what happens otherwise myself here. So, state 9 saved. And then if I was here, I mean, I don't know if... Here, do that. I don't know if that should update, like, the actual save files that are saved on my desktop just in case. So, hold on. Is this... Yeah, reinforcements are coming in. Can I break a legendary weapon on them? Hold on. That would then count as not having one. Can I trash a thing? Hold on. So my legendary weapon options are Durandal with 20. Maltat with 20. Most of them are going to have 20, I think. Maybe all of them. Our mods with 20. Liggear with 20. Four Blaze with 20. Yeah, it's just a bunch of 20s there. Oriola. Apocalypse. Everything has 20. So maybe I do something like Rutger here goes ahead and yoinks Durandal. And he runs out there and kills a bunch of guys or something. Maybe what he does. I don't know. Let's see here. So, he can probably deal with a bunch of stuff on his own, right? I'll probably dodge the magic attacks. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Is this a thing that I can do? And then Durandal breaks, and then we can't have XX react with the other legendary weapons. Take out this guy first, just in case. We're gonna have the line go across? Yeah, it is like FE7. We do indeed have the line go across. Okay, this is gonna take forever, so like... Okay, good, it missed. Yeah, look, that's 2 uses. He'll be fine, he's goated with the sauce. Absolutely, he is. Yep. So, like... Alright, well, that guy will take another hit. That's fine. We're at 14 there. Okay, well, I guess if he's critting, he's not, using more durability. Okay, this run's getting banished to the Shadow Realm anyway, so I may as well see here. Here. He's not going to be completely fine. So, maybe someone else can use it who's going to be, like, critting less. Or something like that. Like Alan here. Or he can just get, like, some basic hits or something. I don't know. Let's see here. Durandal. So we'll get 2 hits there. There's no chance of critting. Okay. Ow. And then he can spend, like, a couple charges on, Ezekiel. Zephiel. Whatever. Same thing. Damn it. Okay, quick pit stop. Yeah. And then... do this. And then... I'll get, like, a hit here. Okay. Oh, yeah, that guy. Not like I can spend Durandal on him. Okay. Then we do this. And, yeah, so I spent some Durandal here. Yeah, you shall not bar my path. Yeah, big spins. Man. I like you need another hit there. Here. Friend. Okay, well. Big spins. There. The Durandal broke. So I no longer have all legendary weapons. Which means I should no longer be on path for, like, true ending. My god. What the hell, man? Sucks to suck. I don't know, man. Sword Reaver. Come on. You gotta be kidding me, man. Sword Reave him. Man. I mean, just give me the, here. Doesn't matter at this point. This is gonna be an erase timeline anyway. Wrong thing here. Here, take that. How about? Let's see. So 4 blaze time. Okay. And then, like, I don't know. Here, take the one that you can use there. I didn't bring Saul on this one, so he can't use his thing. Not on this go. Let's see Apocalypse. How about? Okay. Lots of symbols and stuff. Looks like something you'd see a bunch of unknown around. Oh my god, this goes on for a while. Okay. And then, like, sword reave him. There we go, I'm defeated. But remember yeah. So, this should be the end of the game in this circumstance. Oh, what? It wants me to save. What happens if I just don't save? I can also make a save state, just in case I decide that I want to save there. So you beat him, and then, like, ends. If I just hit B. Okay, let's see how the game ends otherwise. Oh, yeah, very much with those animations. Yeah, let's see how the game ends. Zephyr. Princess Guinevere. Sorry, need some time alone. Like, what happens if you... It's funny that you'll just get this by default if you don't get all the legendary weapons, or if you happen to break one. It's like, no true end for you. Princess. Lord Roy, you should leave her be. An admirable job. Elfin, thank you. Your homeland is in turmoil, yet you chose to help us. You've been an asset to us all. I'm afraid I don't know what you mean by my homeland, but it was my greatest pleasure to assist you. I'll never be able to repay this. Rule by humans. Are you thinking of Zephyr's final words? He may have been right, in a way. Has the Dark Priestess been found? Unfortunately not. She apparently disappeared before the battle. That's so. Do you really think she could be the Demon Dragon? It is difficult to say without even seeing her. It will be near impossible to locate her now. She is always clad in a black robe, and I've seen her up close. That's unfortunate. So be it. The battle is over. That's cause enough for celebration. I think not, my lord. The hardest part is yet to come. The land must be nursed back to health now that the war is over. There are countless people in need of our assistance. You're right. We have work to do. The real battle is only just beginning. We must look to the future. No matter what hardships we may face, we must never give up. We must prove that a land of beauty and peace from human hands is possible. I live to serve you, Lord Roy. Now, let us make our way home. We must spread the word of our victory. No, he wasn't right, Merlinus. He was a genocidal maniac. That's right. Thus, the war known as the Disturbance of Bern, what a name there, was resolved. Following the death of King Zephiel, Bern surrendered to Etruria. Etruria advised the dismantling of Bern's former government, and, with Roy's help, Guinevere took the throne, and the new kingdom of Bern was born. Many among Bern's former elite were outraged at Guinevere's alliance with the enemy during the war, but her devotion to the country and its people led Bern back onto a path to recovery. The mysterious Dark Priestess who had served Zephiel is never seen again. That's not bad, right? She didn't get up to, like, any evil things or anything, I guess. Under Etruria's guidance, Alib began a new golden age of peace and prosperity. Centuries after Roy's lifetime, the nations of Alib were united under a single banner. Might not necessarily be a good thing, then one person has all the power and stuff, but that is another story. Wait, so like you do the bad and it kind of, it says centuries later. Is there anything else on the continent of Alib? Did they just leave the door open in case they wanted to do something on the continent of Alib? Because I mean, you can say that like Marth's their story, all that stuff, and the stuff of Awakening are technically like the same world, just like set super far apart. But I don't think that there was ever anything else in Alib. I guess they just left the door open. But with the whole, but that is another story, and the whole thing with like the Dark Priestess vanished and no one knows what's going on with her. If I was playing this casually, I would have thought that this was teasing at a sequel, not there were secret conditions to complete to actually get like the true end. So it isn't exactly like a bad ending per se. I assume that's Roy, Ellawood, Hector, and Lelina there. Is what that's meant to be. But yeah, I would not feel like that was hinting at, hey, there's something that I missed. I should try to replay the game to see the thing, see if I can get the things that I missed and actually get like the true end. Like I misplayed in some way. I would think, oh, I beat it. It's teasing at a sequel. That's what I would think. And with the story as is, I would be like, okay, well, that was, you know, very super basic plot, about as basic as it gets. I'm sure it'll do more interesting stuff as we do like the conclusion with the true ending here. AI program. What drugs were you on, Chikara? Whatever the last name was there. What's that? That looked like Douglas and somebody there. Faye and, like Elfin is carrying us? I don't know. I hate it when they do that, when the bad guy's like, I'm gonna do a genocide because I hate humanity. And then when the good guys beat him, they're like, maybe he was kind of right. And it's like, the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because I don't have the pessimistic humans are the true monsters worldview that all these writers have. But like having your good guys be like, maybe the genocidal villain had a point kinda, doesn't make me more sympathetic towards a villain. It makes me question the hero's moral compass. Yeah, I mean, true. I think my favorite example of something not quite that, but similar, would be Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where, I don't think that the heroes were ever like, huh, maybe Malus was right, maybe Amalthus was right, but they are like, hey, we can get where, like, he's getting from and stuff, and, you know, sympathize with that, but, like, he's wrong and we gotta stop him and, like, see you later, dude, stuff like that. But you do very much understand why he wants to destroy the world and stuff, like the whole view with Amalthus and stuff like that, and some of the cutscenes with Amalthus, it's like, ooh, you can really feel that, like, hatred for the world and how the love shifted to hate and stuff like that, and, you know, I feel like that's a really good example of, I usually don't really like villains that have the goal of, like, destroying the world and stuff like that. I usually find that really basic. I like the way Xenoblade 2 handled it. That one is probably one of the few instances that I do actually kind of like where it was handled. I don't know if I can name any other ones immediately off the top of my head where I like how it was handled. Not entirely sure. We probably don't have to sit through like the whole credits here since, you know, we'll see the Lagrange. Since we'll see the credits properly and I'll give my full review when I like beat the game for real. Hey look, Bartray and Barth there, Dr. Pikachu, the localization support there. I like all the usernames of people here. That's cool how in like the translation patch they're, you know, adding their stuff there too. That's neat. But yeah, special thanks. Yeah, so I guess a lot of the credits are, you know, just the way that it was before, and some of it is translation patch kind of stuff. Yeah, we still have more game to go here, because we got all the legendary weapons, and it opens up the Dragon Sanctuary, and we'll go after the Priestess. I assume that she's probably gonna be the, Masahiro Sakurai and the staff of Super Smash Bros. Melee. They're giving a special thanks to. Hell yeah. Hell yeah to that. I assume that the Priestess there, Eden, I believe is her name, is probably going to be the true final boss then, right? Pokemon X and Y does that with Lysander, where Caleb/Serena, it's like maybe Lysander is right to an extent. It's like, dude, Lysander wanted to nuke all of France because he was a fascist. He could not be more wrong if he tried. Yeah, that one's pretty funny. When I did Fire Emblem 6, when I did Pokemon X and Y on the channel here, I didn't really get to directly see that, what with me doing like my randomized text run. I mean, we'll see all of this when I beat the game for real as well anyway. Yeah, the ones that are like 12 hours, 999 turns. The one that I'm really curious about is gonna be my my 9-hour stream though. the hours in that. Chapter 2, 999 turns. Yep. Yeah, you can tell that I was milking this game for all it's worth in terms of the EXP that I could squeeze out. 23 hours. That was the 9-hour stream, right? Because, like, it's game speed and stuff. Yeah, that has to be the 9-hour one. One map, 9 hours. But, you know, running it in super fast forward, so the game counted it as almost an entire day spent in one map. Yeah, because it took so long. It thinks that my tactics is shit. Gives you a better rating, like the lower turn count you get. Of course, I'm gonna get, like, the best in survival EXP funds and power. I think, and of course I'm gonna get E in combat, because I'm pretty sure combat is based on, like, how many encounters you won. And if I'm constantly dodging hand axes, you know, those aren't combat encounters that I'm winning. Those are combat encounters where just nothing happens. So tactics is based on your turn count. Combat is based on how many combats you won. So of course my rating's gonna be shit in those, but like everything else is A. Yum! That's right. Wow. I did great, huh? I don't really need to see these because we'll see them as we, like when I beat the game for real and I'm giving like my full review and talk about this a whole bunch more. So, you know. If anyone watching on school, I read the school there. If anyone watching on YouTube after the fact wants to like pause and read any of them, but like we'll see them when I beat the game for real anyway, and you know let it go at normal speed, and all that is what I shall do there. Or if you rearrange it, you can get bye. So it's like a guy screaming for his girlfriend. Oh, I had to take a moment there. Like what? Screaming for his girlfriend? Saying, bae, I gotcha. It took me a moment there. My boars. My Diecken boars. They didn't see a whole lot of battles. I try to keep them concealed in public. Just, you know, common courtesy and all that. Maybe I should have muted the game. This is actually hurting my ears. Like, probably not that much left, right? Getting to, like, some of the later recruits here. Vanished without a trace of Faye. Well, so was it FE7 that started, like, the longer, like, post-game kind of stuff, what happened to all the characters? Because I'm pretty sure I remember them being longer in FE7 compared to this game, right? Yeah, they're very, very short. I was quite surprised by that. I'm pretty sure they were longer in FE7 if I recall. So does it, no, it doesn't show my thingamabob here. All right, well, we'll continue the game now. So load state here after I beat the chapter. All right, so there's like the normal end that you get if you know, don't have all the legendary weapons, or you do, but you break one, and it's like, oops, no legendary weapons. I guess the game is just ending like that. Good to know. But because we got all the legendary weapons and can pursue the true ending and go to the Dragon Sanctuary, there's 3 more chapters. There isn't any more guidance or anything, is there? Let's see here. Yeah, so there's 3 more chapters. 23, 24, 25. All right, well, I can probably do 1 more chapter tonight, and then the final stream will end off the game. The final stream will end off the game. The next stream will end off the game. Original NES Shadow Dragon is my favorite ending in any FE game, which is Taros became Sail. What? I assume some sort of translation issue there. Well, I guess that would have to be like a fan translation. Unless that would be like the official translation, because they did just a few years ago release like an official translation of FE1 with that whole like 30th anniversary thing or Bob there. So like which version would that be where it's Daros became Sail? That kind of reminds me of Metal Gear 1 where it's like I feel asleep or whatever the heck it was when guards are nodding off and they just scream out with exclamation points. I feel asleep. That's one of my favorite translation things there. That one's really good. All right, let's see about doing 1 more chapter tonight. How about